Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever. Your eyes do not deceive you. We are in fact frozen at the moment, as I've got a little bit of tinkering to do before I can unfreeze things again, unpause things. Describe it how you will. So for the last few episodes we have been covering, well, I don't need to introduce it, do I? The 8-track approach here, which is, you know, it's in progress. Look at this, look, bit of routing there, working just fine. And in the last episode, we took a look at the approach on the other side, because we are trying to funnel multiple services down into 3 platforms, only 2 of which are actually designated as stops. Now, it was suggested, and given that I knew I was going to talk about this, I should have looked up who said it. So it was suggested by Rupert and his friends that the Earthling Borough service, which comes in down this sideline here, could be made to run exclusively on platform 5. If you remember, we are numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from left to right as we look at it now. So it's on the left as we look at it now. So this is platform 5. Yes, we could run Earthling Borough going in that direction. Not a problem at all. We could leave it dedicated to this line. And as a result, because you'd want the trains to hit each end at the same time, as a result, you know, there's never going to be any bother. The other thing that we'd miss out on is the goods services wiggling their way across every line we've got and potentially blocking other trains. In principle, that's, you know, that's very sound thinking. However, you see, I can't say that it's wrong. I'm going to say, you know, I'm going to say however in that way that makes it sound like, yes, but I know better. But that's not how I mean it. I mean it in a sense of, here's the thing that is keeping me running it in this particular fashion. The however in this case is, if I make this a stopping platform, it basically means that no, it's got nothing to do with this one. If I run my goods services up the middle, they're going to get delayed by everything that stops in these 2 lanes. And that includes the Yarmouth service, Yarmouth being all the way out there. It also includes whatever the hell's up there and whatever's going to go on up there, because they're all going to come in on these 4 platforms. Yeah, can't categorically say that I'm right here. So, am I going to ignore it? Am I going to make the change? It's a really tricky one. Because you could argue, of course, that if I'm going to leave this platform completely unused, then why in the hell would I bother with a 5-platform station? And that, for me, is a more compelling argument. Okay, so, this episode, I've just decided. I have decided that we are going to follow Rupert and his friends' advice, and we're going to run platform 5 as the Earthling Borough service stop. Crikey. Well, there you go. Alright. We'll get to that in a moment, because I noticed while the game was running that we had some trucks that were stranded. So I'm going to unstrand some trucks first. I hope you don't mind. As much as this is, you know, train fever, it's also truck fever. So bear with me. Right. Right, I don't need to see that. So I'm not entirely sure what I actually need to match up here. Oh, look at this. This is crying out for a bridge here. Let's get that in. There we go. Go on, get across. There you are. Lovely. Right, can you connect onto there without too much fuss? You can connect onto there without too much fuss. I'll even grid out just a little in order to help the AI along. No. Right, splendid. So I'm going to want not a large street. We want a large country road here, and I think we'll. What do you think? Under or over? Well, we have a tendency to go under these days, so let's go over. And actually, I mean that's somewhat more of a significant bridge than than is really necessary. Let's stick a humpback bridge in. There we go. And then run it all the way down there. No, there is enough space. What are you talking about? blended, and then we'll continue running this along. Actually, I don't know where it needs to get to be honest. I should have looked at that first. I mean, I could run it all the way up to this oil well, but I'm not using oil from there at the moment. Look at this shambles. Right, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to run it all the way up to this oil well. And beyond. Yeah, I know this isn't how I intended to spend my time today, but you know, bear with me. I'll be back on track. Huh? See, on track in a moment. Let's kill this bridge. And you see, this turned into a slightly more in-depth redirection of roads than I'd intended. Yeah, you don't deserve a road on that side. It's been too wiggly for too long. Right. No. Let's go up here. Let's get the bridge in. It needs a bridge. Right, so let's bridge. Right, and then let's connect the bridge up over here. No, look, what's your obsession with making question marks? I don't need a question mark kind of a road system, bridge, road, highway. There we are. Like that. Do the same over here. Again, that's not quite as straight as I'd like it, but, you know, I'm over it. Let's take this as close to the oil well as possible. Oh, close-ish to the oil well. There we go, that's much more... Well, it's much more straight. That's for sure. Right, now we'll connect that up on there. Let's do a bit of upgrading while we're at it. Yeah, apologies for this intrusion. I mean, I can do roads on my own time. You know, it's largely my own peculiarities with regard to roads that is the issue of the day here. Anyway, I'm going to do it. You're going to watch. You're going to enjoy it. There you go. There's plenty of space. Well, let's do a little one, just for a little bit. Now, let's make sure it's connected properly. There we go. And then, let's do something exciting. Which way do we want to go? I want to go across here, I think. So, this is going to require a big bridge, if it's going to work at all. I don't want to tunnel it if I can avoid doing so. Hey, look, there we go. Zoom in to make sure it looks good. Or, you know, goodish. It does look goodish. How's about that? Right. There we go. Fantastic. And then run that up here. There is enough space. You're just not trying hard enough. And you know what? Because I'm, you know, generous, I'm going to run it out here as well, and then we're done, and then I'll get on to something more interesting, I promise. Come on, out. No, why are you telling me you haven't got enough space? Because I'm pretty certain you have. What if I were to give you just a little bit more road here? Right, and then I'm betting you've got all the space you need. Oh, go on, merge onto this corner somehow. You don't. This game is determined to make me spend more time doing flaming road than I'd intended to. Come on. I guess I'm deleting a bit then. Yeah, see, you did want to do it after all. Right, okay, good, let's go. So, right, that's... yeah, right, that's the road done again. And I think, you know, the road is now looking, you know, significantly more more severe, more up for it, more heavy duty. Right, so we're going to change the goods route. Railroad. Where have I left it? Here we are, Dukenfield Lumber. No, that's the replace button. Give me that. You can go. Right. Okay, so in order for this to work, we need this to run up track 3 on the way out, track 4 on the... No, yes. Track 4 on the way out, track 3 on the way back. Okay, so let's just check that that's actually possible. Because that's the other thing, is we're going to be blocking off a fair bit of actual passenger route here. I don't like it. It makes these 2 lanes entirely superfluous. In fact, yeah, not just superfluous, they're just useless. We won't be using those at all. So I'm actually going back on what I said I was going to do. We're not going to do that at all, because there's the whole point of the 8 track is that we actually run 8 trains down the track, and as you can see, we're using these 2. If I made this the Earthling were a stop, we wouldn't be using it. So it's not that it isn't a good idea, right? It is a good idea, but we're not doing it. Right, okay, so what should we do instead? I've been threatening to do this this iron run steel mill for a little while, so I think that's what we'll do. So first things first, we need a good station, not a depot, a good station, yes, make it nice and long, and then let's blat it up here. Yes. That would work. How close can we get it? That's ideal. There we go. Yeah? What do we think? Actually, how much space have I got to actually change the elevation? Because it is at high elevation. So I think I'm going to actually put the track in first. Give me this. Give me that. No. See, look. There you go. This is actually going to be more of a challenge than I'd perhaps given it credit. Let's go as far as there, and let's see if we can get this station in. No, that's a depot again. Come on. Right there. Alright, this is a tricky one. I'm going to have to do some terraformage here in order to get the train in. Train? Station. It's a station. And this is going to be quite an expensive station. Still. In fact, you know, the easy way to do it, rather than mucking around with that, the easy way to do this is going to be to build track onto the end of there and just don't let it tunnel. Except I don't appear to have a choice in the matter. How much is that? 355 grand. No, see, look, it's suggested it started underground. Interesting. No, I think it's going to have to be terraform tool. There's a thing. Now, if I can get the station itself to snap to the track, it will do the rest of the terraform for me. It will dig down to the point where I need it. But because it's going uphill, this is actually going to be quite a challenge. Now, I mean, the alternative would be to have the station along here like this, so you know, in a kind of perpendicular way to the way that I'm facing it at the moment. But let's do that, and then let's see if we can get a station in here. No, not a depot. I'm not sure why I continually believe that the depot is the button that I want. What if I made it a little shorter? Okay, there we go. Right, we've got that now. Yes, it took a little while. Yes, it cost about 6 million quid, but we do have it done. It's not even the longest station. I hacked all of this out, put the medium station in, went perfect. Then we remembered, hang on, I wanted a long station in there. Tried it, it clipped too much with the mine itself, so we decided not to bother. So we're going to have to run slightly shorter train consists up there. And that's okay, because that just means running more trains, which is a nice thing. Okay, so that's one end Now this, basically this is going to be hauling coal, obviously, because that's a coal mine. And when it does, it's going to come down here, and then it's going to merge on with this chap here. And as you can see, we've got a signal waiting for that to happen. And then, much like the lumber, and here's where it's going to get complicated. Here's where the trouble's going to come up. Because exactly the same way as the lumber, it's going to wiggle across everything. And that means I've got 4 trains, 4 services, wiggling across everything. Yeah, you see? And that's okay, as long as the spacing works itself out and it doesn't end up blocking every passenger service ever made. And you know for a fact it's going to end up blocking every passenger service ever made. Okay, so it comes out of Plat 5 here, and we run down there, and then what? And then what? Is this a diamond? Okay, yeah, well, okay, so we can pivot, we can switch at the diamond, and then we're heading down here, which is exactly where it needs to be. Heads down to this here station, where we've got it is currently awaiting anything. Right, okay, and then so it also wants ore. Now we could potentially deliver ore from here by train, but frankly I think that's more hassle than it's worth. So I think I might truck that in. Because I mean I'm a big fan of using trucks because, you know, they're kind of cool. I like them. Okay, there you go. That's all the justification you need. Of course, I haven't got a plan in the slightest with regards to what we're going to do with this iron once steel once it's been manufactured. But hey, you know, one thing at a time. Okay, right. So let's put an expensive bit of road in here. It is an expensive and yet quite glamorous bit of road. Almost like driving through the Alps. Will be entirely populated by trucks. And then we'll stick a truck stop in here. Let's make it a biggie. All right. There are going to be numerous services hitting that one up, and then also we're going to want one here. We're going to want some kind of road depot. So bosh that in there, and then we're going to want to think about, okay, Nailsworth, yes. Where else is on our route? Interesting. Why have I got that already plumbed in? I'm not using. I can't possibly be using this already. And why is this bit of road so ugly? Anyway, Ilford can receive. We've got one truck stop there, so actually if I make this a truck stop the other end, only needs to be little. Where should we put it though? Well, let's put it outside and then it can figure out where it's going itself. Alright, so that's Ilford, that's Red Hill, certainly possible. Where's the truck stop in Red Hill? It's all the way over there. Right, well, we'll do the same again. We'll put one on this side of proceedings. You can tell that some mad person has been at this with the road upgrade tool. Right, I'll stick that in there. Alright, so that's Ilford, Red Hill, Nailsworth. Newtonley Willows is obviously in shot, and so is Dukinfield. So that's 5. Alright, that's good. I'm going to go away and set trucks on that particular mission. When you come back, when I come back, when we are together again, we shall get the train service running as well. And all being well, it will make us, a heck of a lot of money in very little time at all. So why not tune in for that? I've been Colonel Failure. Sorry, this has been a kind of a train light episode, this one, and I'm still not sold on keeping the 8-track exactly as it is. I think there is merit in order to, not cut off every flaming service that we're running. But we will have to see, and you will have to tune in order to watch that happen. So hit the subscribe button to make sure you never miss an episode. Seamless advertising, kids. That's what I'm about. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you very soon. Cheerio.
Listen.